So the timing for our monthly chat with Burlington Mayor Marianne Meed Ward could not come at a better time. With the declaration of an epidemic for intimate partner violence and violence against women, Burlington City Council has declared this an epidemic. Great to have you here this morning. I know you were scheduled to come on, but this just happened yesterday. It did. What does this mean?
It means that we want to, first of all, raise awareness in the community about the severity of this. 10 calls a day in Halton. I mean, it's just that the challenge is that because this happens behind closed doors in the privacy of people's homes, it is underreported. Only about a third of violence against women is reported, and so people don't know the degree. So we want to raise awareness. We have directed as well our city manager to come back with a work plan for us so that we can figure out what we can do at the municipal level. And we've asked the province to declare a crisis as well. This is across the entire province. It's really across the country. Yeah. And it starts with education and awareness about what intimate partner violence is, because it doesn't always leave a bruise.
Because that's the big thing. You think intimate partner violence and bruising. And then when you look at Kira's Law, that is not the situation that happened there.
No, there were no bruises in that case. It was coercive control. When she left him, they were about to assign her custody and only supervised visits, and he jumped off Rattlesnake Point with his daughter and killed them both. Yeah. So he wasn't violent in the classic sense of the word until he was, and he killed 2 people, himself and his innocent child. What was terrible.
What was the discussion in council yesterday when you were discussing that? What was brought up?
People just wanted to know, how can we do more? So obviously it was unanimous to declare the crisis, but several of my colleagues were saying, okay, now what? Now what else do we do? When we declared a climate crisis, we sent our staff to develop a whole bunch of plans to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. What are we doing in this case? And so that's what led to actually an amendment on the floor to ask our city manager to say, what municipally can we do? And education and awareness is a huge part of that. One of my colleagues asked about, how do we spot the signs? If we're in community, we know and see many people. How do we know if somebody's in a situation like that and help them to get the resources that they need, help them to understand what they're going through, and that help is available. But the system has failed women. The crisis came out of Renfrew, where 3 women were killed. And there was an inquest that led to that, and there were systemic failures, failure of police, of courts to recognize the severity of domestic violence, and that it doesn't always leave a bruise, but it is very serious. And so this is a step in the direction of raising awareness, but we do absolutely have to do more at all levels.
Does the Ontario government have to get involved in this?
Absolutely they do. And they're the funders for a number of services, and they set the rules for the courts to go by. So we need their help from a policy standpoint, we need their help from a resourcing standpoint, and they have been very open. They just passed Kira's Law, the first municipality or the first province in the country to do that. And the law requires judges to get training about coercive control, because until Kira was killed, the judges felt that this was, they underplayed the degree of control and threats of violence until it was too late. And so we need judges to be trained to recognize intimate partner violence. Ontario is the first province to do that. Our own MPP, FE Triantafilopoulos, our residents were the ones that really started that movement, and it's now gone nationwide. So this is a national issue.
Is this going to be brought up at a meeting that you have this week, the Big City Mayors meeting in Toronto?
Ontario Big City Mayors Caucus. So 29 mayors of the largest municipalities, that's over 100,000. We will be meeting at Queen's Park. We're grateful to the province and the Premier and ministers for hosting us, and we'll be spending lunch with the Premier. He's kindly invited us to his home, so we'll have an opportunity to get to know each other and talk about the issues that we face, shared issues that we face as 29 members across the province.
Okay, we're running out of time. What are some of those other issues, though?
Housing, obviously affordable housing, homelessness, mental health, addictions. Those are all related issues. They're a health issue first. Housing and growth is a big issue. Regional review for at least half the caucus is an issue. And then, of course, this is a huge issue on our minds now.
Would you get all 29? Coming to
we get
Park?
Most of them, yeah. We will get a good 25 coming, and some are, it's a big trip for them to come down, but we have a virtual option too, so they'll be there.
And who's the chair of this?
I'm the chair.
You're the chair, so when you send that email out saying, you better be there, you better be there. Okay, we run out of time, but Lakeshore Road quickly is going to be closing?
July 4th
Okay.
until December.
Okay, so how big a hassle is this going to be?
It's going to be tough. There's no way around it, but we'll have a nice new bridge and a great road and sidewalks and bike lanes after it. So.
Okay, so we'll be talking, we have lots of time to talk about that.
We do.
We will see you next month. Thank you for being here this morning and talking about a very, very important issue.